I'll leave that one alone. So Trey's back here for a reset, and it has to do with a lot of the same things he came here to begin with. He's pretty wound up most of the time. So we're going to do the same thing we were doing with Holly and just do a little, get him tired out. Now he takes a little longer than most. And one thing is, you just make sure your leash is good and right all the way right behind the ears, and make sure it kind of stays fairly taut. And the way you do that is just to kind of just every now and then. The hardest you want to pull is about where it starts to slip barely, but you can still get tension. So we're going to sit here for a second, and what we want to do is kind of tire him out, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do. But we're going to do the same thing we just did with Holly. And we're going to do this for a few minutes, little figure eights, little frustrating stuff. And this right here is the opposite of what you want. I don't want to give him that. I don't want him to scratch that itch of being able to pull. Also, the sniffing the ground is a big thing that they do to get distracted. It's like being in a conversation and you like start fidgeting or whatever. It's not focusing on me, it's just something else to focus on. So they either are looking at me or straight ahead. The nose does not hit the ground. And this was the big problem before that maybe I didn't address as much, but eventually they have to start paying attention to where I'm going, because it's well, there's consequences to not doing it. We're going there anyway. And this will tire them out. Just in this little area, this dog could run me until I had a heart attack. There's no way I'm going to outrun the dog, but I can do this. And again, sideways, little figure eights. And you're not playing tug of war. It's just little light suggestions. And this kind of sets the tone for when we do our little game. And then these little things right here where they get into that are a lot less and less. It's just an exercise. Walking backwards helps too. They're more prone to follow you. Notice, slack, pull. And now I'm losing this battle, so I'm going to really focus in and change this. So now we're starting to get a little bit of a release here. And don't think that missing leg is any detriment to him. We're going to go into these sitting modes. So we're going to do this for a few minutes. We'll do our little game just like we did with Holly. We'll do it again with Blue. And this is the key to everything right here. But you have to be patient. Every dog's different. Every day is different. Some days they have hip problems. Some days our energy is bad. Some days the weather is not conducive for everybody to be patient and stuff. So with the squirrels going around and everything, after a few minutes we've got this dog rather than the one we had walking right out. So just realize it takes about 4 or 5 minutes to kind of get him into this mode. So we'll do our little game here in a second. All right, so we got Trey, little 3-legger here. And so we kind of tired him out just doing a little figure eights. The reason we do that way just kind of keeps him off balance, tires him out a lot better than the linear walk. So now we're in a better position for him to pay a little more attention to me, and that I can get, like I said, the first phase is I get their attention and I win every time with the leash, even if it's frustrating, to get the behavior, which I'm getting. And then phase 2 is to get the behavior, but their attention can wander. Just like when we go on walks, you know, I want to look around, I want to smell the smells and all that stuff, but I don't need to run after every, well, I'd say barbecue truck. I might run after those, but just everything that interests you doesn't mean it has to be a frenzy. So the way to get to that is to flex this muscle. This is a great little exercise. All I do is go to each, just like bases, and just face the way you came from. So we'll see how he's doing. Again, we go into sit position. It's not perfect, but it's all right. Remember, always go 45-degree angles. and then back up into the sit, always. Come on. So I'm going to go around here and back up. Come here. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Look at you. Such a good boy. And so, you know, it's sometimes 15 minutes seems like a long time, but if you do it enough, it really just becomes something you can do instead of a long walk or a day out at the park when the weather's bad. You don't need that. You can do this in the living room. So it's not just getting into the sit position. It's moving. It's a little dance here. So right here, I'm not going to play this game. Start walking backwards, get a little low. And do it with authority too. You know, don't get frustrated and go, oh, he's not doing it, and so I don't know what to do. It doesn't matter. You got the leash. Come on. Smelling the ground is a no-no. There ain't nothing under that concrete that he needs to know about. Everything I buried under there does not need to be dug up by any dog, by any meddling kids with a mystery bus dog. So now he's starting to get my body language. Hey, look at you. So notice I'm not correcting, but you got to be more interesting than the rest of the world. A lot of people have trouble doing that, but these days it should be pretty easy. Hey, shh, come here. Yes, you are. What do you think, buddy? Might even grow that leg back at some point. With here at Trey Clark's Doghouse, we're doing some bioengineering where we regrow limbs, and all it takes is the souls of cats. Apparently, we take their souls and it grows limbs out. So anyway, good job, boy. Trey Clark's Doghouse. Go cool.